All right. Okay. How are you guys? Yes. Okay. So let me see. What did you say would be a good idea? Okay. I still don't really know what this is, but whatever. What was it? Hello, Mom of Gooner Squad. I hope you end up joining in the penising. Awesome. I hope that one was worth the clip. Okay. Alright, let's see. I've been trying to find and save stuff to watch during breaks in streams. I've been having okay success. Let's see. Okay. What was it that I wanted to watch? Oh, I was trying to find old reality television shows because apparently watching those is really popular. Just neat biology videos and scary short horror films. I found some, so let's see. Oh, at the camera. Okay. Let me move the words over here then. Okay. Hello, Mom of Gooner Squad. I hope you end up joining in the penising. Okay, let's see here. Man, I've been trying to find good, interesting, neat biology videos, but man, my god, some of these videos are made by such nerds. Let's see. Okay. What are you doing? She gets into the weirdest... I swear, she's never this demanding for attention. Where are you going? What? Meow, yes. What? Will you come here? God damn it. Okay. Anyway, let's see... Oh yeah, at some point if I get to streaming earlier in the night, I've been really wanting to watch the new Melody Sheep video. If you guys know about that, was it Life Beyond? Is his third one. They're so good. They're so very good. Okay. Do. Alrighty, let's do... This one seems short enough that it probably won't be too dry. So let's do this one. Let me turn the music down. Turn it down a little bit more because that's super.
These killer plants can grow big enough to eat much larger prey than...
You really like this place? Well, we're happy to have you.
Mostly found in the tropical jungles of Asia, Australia, and Madagascar, these nepenthes have found a way to take on much larger prey than other carnivorous plants like the Venus flytrap. Named for their long, jug-like trap, pitcher plants don't have to rely on rapid movement to make their kills. For these killer plants, it's
And they don't have to photosynthesize, I'm sure.
an inescapable trap. The pitcher trap consists of several specialized structures, each with its own part to play in securing a meal. The brightly colored pitcher rim stands out amid the green foliage of the jungle and overhangs a steep drop down into the bottom of the plant.
It's a really long fall. Holy moly.
As an added attractive factor to lure in prospective prey. In most species, an elongated lid covers the pitcher's opening, sheltering it from heavy rain and protecting the digestive juices at the bottom of the plant from being diluted. Should the unfortunate victim be attracted to the nepenthe's sugary nectar and the bright colors of its rim, it could be in for a sudden fall from grace. With no moving plant parts involved in the kill, it's the incredibly slippery surface of the rim and the inner walls of the plant which cause prey to fall in. Crumbly wax crystals on the plant's surface increase the chances that insects will lose their footing, whilst downward-pointing cells on the inner wall of the plant don't allow prey to gain a foothold and climb back out. For those who slip in, it's a likely one-way trip down to the plant's digestive juices.
Oh, you found another channel? Okay. Okay, I'll pull that up and we will watch it at the next break.
Other plants are so incredible that they have inspired synthetic
Oh, are they in Turkish?
which repel.
That'd be super cool.
Pitcher plants come in a range of different shapes and sizes, from miniature versions to huge giants which take on much larger prey. Some have been found which have stems up to 6 meters long.
Good lord. Wait, 6 meters?
40 centimeters deep and can hold 2 liters of flesh-digesting liquid.
Holy
Whilst
that is
most of these meat-eating plants feast on
a lot bigger than I thought.
in the tropical forests of Borneo, the giant Nepenthes raja has been documented to have trapped and killed rats. Whilst new Nepenthes species continue to be discovered, others have fallen into extinction. Many, including the Nepenthes raja, are under threat and are currently on the endangered red list. Human-caused habitat loss is a familiar story in the decline of our green planet. And it's also a threat to these amazing carnivorous plants.
I didn't even know that there was more than one species. What? Yes? Will you come up here and hang out with me then? I fed you and I made sure that you have everything that you need before I started. Okay. Let's watch one more. Do they have another short one here? Do. This one looks alright. Okay, and then we'll get back to doing a little bit of studying. I'm trying to study for the GRE that I should be taking pretty soon.
To patrol the shallows in search of a meal. But is it? This is a rather bigger kind of snail. At 5 kilograms in weight, the giant horse conch has little to fear from any shark, and it has a taste for tulip snail.
Can they see at all, or do they just navigate by scent?
Danger, the snail flees. But in a world of snail paces, the conch is something of a Ferrari. It calls for desperate measures.
Oh,
Exhausted by the effort of its last-ditch attempt, the tulip snail is slowly gunned down. The tide still has to rise for another hour before the big predators can feed. But out on the flats, the scent of dying snail wafts away on the tide. It's a scent
I still
that these hermit crabs are particularly
don't really understand how snails eat.
It's vital that the crabs have the best possible protection from the heavy teeth of the waiting sharks and rays. For that, they need the shell with a perfect fit.
This is great music.
There is new real estate on offer, and competition in this housing market is fierce.
This is what the real free market looks like.
The action becomes even more desperate when the shell of the devoured snail is ready for release. This crab simply can't wait any longer. But it's a decidedly risky acquisition.
Yeah. Ooh.
The risk paid off handsomely. The new shell is both lighter and stronger than the old home, and it's not a moment too soon, because the tide is flowing in strongly, flooding the plains.
Cute. All right. Okay.
But most of the creatures come together for a very different reason.
Oh, good. Okay, now it should work. All right. It's been too long. I've forgotten where all of my scenes are. Or how my whole setup's been organized. My God. I've been feeling sick the past little while. I thought I had COVID, but turns out I just had the flu. But we're back at it again. All right, okay, perfect. I started the timer and let's get a little bit of work done. All right. So break time is over. Ooh. My Instagram address. I don't actually have an Instagram. Mainly because I don't know what I would post to it. Because I started this Twitch channel to just have a group of people to study with. So I can't figure out what I would put on Instagram other than just a bunch of pictures of my cat. So, and I don't think that people are that interested in that. Well, I could be wrong. She is cute. I think that she's very cute. All right. Oop. Let's see here. Something to watch. Okay. Perfect. That's true. That's true. I think if I get enough of a group together, then I'll make an Instagram for to be part of the community. But I think I'll just sort of try to build up my Twitch group a little bit more. So I looked at that channel. Is it mostly about animals that you keep in tanks or aquariums, or you keep them at home? Because I really prefer the videos about animals in their natural habitats, especially as you can see, I really like stuff about the deep ocean where animals look really strange. So let's watch a little bit of that now. Turn this down.
Life in the deep is well known to be both diverse and strange. Throughout history, our nightmares have been fueled by tales brought back by seafarers of giant monsters from the depths and leviathans larger than life. While there may be no Lovecraftian horrors lurking in our oceans, it may be true that the deeper you go, the larger and stranger the animals become. The phenomenon of deep-sea gigantism is defined as the tendency for deep-sea animals to grow much larger than their shallower water relatives. Biologists still aren't certain why it is that some abyssal creatures grow to these immense sizes, for we have still only scratched the surface of discovery in the deep. But there are many theories which may help to shed light on this mystery of the oceanic deep. At first look, you might think that if anything, the immense pressure of the deep sea would stunt the growth of animals and keep them smaller rather than larger. But in fact, this pressure isn't much of an issue for creatures that are themselves, for the most part, made of water. In fact, the buoyancy of ocean life means they don't need to work against gravity, and it is this that allows them to grow so large.
Yeah, and they don't have any
This explains
gas in
how
them.
Deep-sea organisms can become so huge. But in order to find out why they do, we need to delve into their biology.
What the heck is that?
Their immense growth can to them become so huge.
What is
This
that
explains
shark
how
doing? Or
deep sea
chimera?
organisms can become so huge. But in order to find out why they do, we need
What
to
is
delve into
that?
their biology. Their immense growth can be explained in general terms by two laws, known as Kleber's rule and Bergmann's rule. Kleber's rule states that animals that are larger will tend to be more efficient. A whale, for example, having a mass hundreds of times that of a small fish, will have a metabolism that is significantly greater. This is due to the nature of blood vessels and the circulatory system of animals. Larger animals have smaller surface area to volume
Ooh.
ratios, so less energy is lost through heat. Huge animals dwelling in the ocean's depths rely on organic matter falling from above for food, meaning food is scarce and energy must be conserved. This is their incentive to become more efficient and thus to grow to larger sizes.
I guess that makes sense. I feel like that would...
Bergmann's rule states that sea animals tend to increase in body size with a decrease in temperature.
But that'd be
Most of the
only
large
true
sea
for
animals are typically found in
warm-blooded
cold
animals.
regions, while the small sea creatures are found in warm regions. For these animals, the low temperatures in their habitats lead to increased cell size and lifespan, as it slows their metabolic rate. The Bergmann's rule also explains why the phenomenon of gigantism is most prevalent at the poles,
Ooh.
where animals like sea spiders, sponges, and worms all grow huge compared to their relatives from warmer climates.
Okay, so these guys are really, really weird.
The slowing of their metabolism
From what I remember in class, these guys, their bodies are so small in comparison to their legs that they actually can't house all of their internal organs in their body. So some of their internal organs are being kept in their legs, which I thought didn't really make any sense because that just makes them so much more vulnerable, but guess it is what it is.
They can be described as living in relative slow motion, growing to huge sizes due to the immense supply of oxygen in colder waters. For well over a century, zoologists and explorers to the poles have recorded their observations from dredging creatures from the depths, noting the bizarre life that they encountered, including sea spiders the size of dinner plates.
Yeah, they're called sea spiders.
One of the most common illustrations of deep-sea gigantism is the colossal squid, a 700-kilogram, 15-meter-long creature which dwells 2,100 meters below the surface. One theory that may explain both polar and deep-sea gigantism is the role of predators, or more specifically, the lack of predators. In 2006, biologist Craig R. McLean examined the gradient from the shallows to the depths, using the framework of terrestrial islands. Oceanic islands are isolated from other landmasses, so they tend to develop indigenous biodiversity through diversification of the organisms that arrive
Ooh,
there.
that was fast.
Due to limited resources, competition, and predators, island fauna often follows what is known as the island rule, which states that small-bodied organisms have a tendency to grow larger on islands. This is demonstrated by creatures like the enormous Galapagos tortoise, which has been isolated for 3 million years. Charles Darwin famously referred to them as inhabitants of some other planet.
I guess that makes sense because if you got really, really big, then it wouldn't matter. If there were no predators, you wouldn't have to move any of the energy that you get from eating. You wouldn't ever have to use it to flee or run away from something. And if you don't ever have to flee, then you don't have to worry about your body being too big to move around. So might as well just convert all of that energy into body weight instead of ever having to use it for moving around.
The oldest Galapagos tortoise on record lived to be
Very good legs.
150
Yes, very good legs.
According to McLean, the deep sea is functionally similar to an island. In a fashion that seems to mirror the island rule, the deep sea also has limited resources, limited predators, and is isolated from the rest of the ocean. As a result, there was diversification in the depths too, following a mass extinction event that occurred during the Cenozoic period, 65 million years ago. Shallow water creatures ventured deeper after the event and diversified into deep-sea fauna. A brilliant example to show that deep-sea fauna does indeed follow this rule is the mollusk group,
isopods.
gastropods, which includes slugs and snails. In the deep, many species
mean, they're
that are
cool, but they're just-
symmetrical to shallower varieties
Look so
grow to be
strange.
huge.
That looks like a firework.
The deep-sea isopod belongs to a group that rarely grows larger than a few inches in the shallows. But down here, they can grow to 0.5 meter in length and weigh approximately 1.7 kilograms. One variety, the giant isopod, is found in the deep, cold waters of the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean.
That's a lot of oceans.
Many of the resources in the deep ocean
Oh my God.
result from productivity in shallower water, so a lot of energy is lost on the way down. As a result, resources in the deep sea are lesser, and so larger body sizes are favorable. They can better withstand long periods without food and can cover very large distances in search of prey. Overall, deep-sea gigantism largely serves to demonstrate the role of natural selection in driving evolution and survival. In the sunless
What's
depths,
that?
evolution tends towards the most effective adaptations to allow for the best chances of survival. Down here, bigger is better.
Oh, is that
The
a Greenland
research that has
shark?
been done into the causes of deep-sea gigantism has significant implications in the human world. There is evidence that climate change may have a greater impact on ocean dwellers than any other population of animals. As the colder oceans warm up, a change in the balance of temperature, oxygen supply, and what organisms are present will throw the equilibrium off course. And the giants would be the first to go.
That's rough. They're the coolest looking. Let's see. Ooh, this one's nice and short. The giant squid, demon of the deep. All right, I'm interested.
Down in the black abyss of the ocean, a
He sounds-
leviathan lurks in
He sounds like he's recording in his bathroom.
wait of its next meal. The enormous eyes of the giant squid and the sharp-toothed suckers that line its feeding tentacles make this a formidable predator, able to snatch prey from up to 33 feet away.
What does
It has
that mean?
8 arms coated with 2-inch wide toothed suckers that guide prey from the feeding tentacles to a sharp central beak. Here, the prey is cut and ground by a tongue-like radula coated with rows of teeth. At 1 foot in diameter, its eyes are the largest found in the natural world, a powerful advantage in the lightless depths where it lives, allowing this cephalopod to see bioluminescent prey in the dark, or catch sight of predators lurking nearby. In spite of their enormous size, with some found to be as long as 42 feet, they are not the apex predators of the depths. In fact, they are known to be prey for a number of other organisms.
Sperm whales, right?
Sperm whales
Yeah.
have been observed with sucker marks on their skin, battle scars so large that no other creature could be responsible.
Oh my god.
Furthermore, giant squid beaks and flesh have been found in the stomachs of both sperm whales and Greenland sharks, another monster of the deep.
Yeah, they're the biggest sharks, I
Similarly to
think.
Greenland sharks, the giant squid perfectly demonstrates deep-sea gigantism, a phenomenon thought to be caused by colder temperatures, food scarcity, and reduced predation pressure in the deep sea, leading to organisms growing larger than their shallower water relatives.
What kind of cameraman has enough guts to stick a camera
leading to organisms growing
this
larger.
deep, like stick a camera that deep into the tentacles of a colossal or giant squid? That's... Why would you... It doesn't seem worth it.
And their shallower water relatives. The story of the giant squid is one of mystery. Most of what we know about them comes from carcasses that have washed ashore, for although they are huge, they are among the most elusive deep-sea animals that we know of. Only filmed for the first time as recently as 2006, when researchers suspended bait beneath a research vessel off the Ogasawara Islands and hooked one of these leviathans. A 24-foot squid was hauled to the surface and caught on camera, allowing the world to catch its first glimpse of this mysterious and otherworldly creature that
The
inspired
holes
so
in
many
it.
tales of monsters and sea serpents.
Okay, one more. Just one more. It's only 2 minutes, so I don't feel too bad.
The Greenland shark is perhaps the most peculiar species of shark, found in the icy Arctic waters, often at depths of 2,000 meters down in the midnight zone of the ocean. Living at such depths has led to Greenland sharks experiencing something known as deep-sea gigantism, which is the tendency for deep-sea dwelling species to be larger than their shallower water relatives. With some growing to 6 meters long
Yeah.
and weighing 2,000 pounds, they are certainly among the largest shark species in the world. But despite their size, there are no cases of attacks on humans.
Of course
They are
not.
primarily scavengers. Their close relatives, Pacific sleeper sharks, have strangely enough been known to eat another ocean leviathan. Beaks of the mighty colossal squid have been found in their stomachs, invertebrates even more elusive than this deep-sea shark. The Greenland shark is truly a living fossil, with some individuals thought to be 400 years old, and possibly more.
Yeah, I thought there was...
Transparent tissue of their eye lens is metabolically inactive, and new layers are added as the shark grows older, much like the rings of a tree.
What?
When scientists experimented on the lens tissue of 28 female Greenland sharks from the North Atlantic, using radiocarbon dating on the innermost layer of the lens, they estimated the two biggest sharks to be around 335 to 392 years old.
Holy
The
crap.
strange organism found in the eye of almost all captured Greenland sharks is a crustacean parasite that feeds on the corneal tissue, scarring the eyes. The sharks become nearly blind as a result, but down in the depths of the midnight zone, eyesight is not a necessity.
That's so very particular. A parasite that just feeds on Greenland sharks' eyes. Seems so specific. All right, let's put some more time on the clock. And get a little bit more work done. Perfect. All right. Let's be a little bit productive. All right. Thank you so much for the bits. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know if there's I think other streamers have more of like a something huge that happens, and I've yet to figure out how to do that. But I have the little alert with the cute emote, and yeah, I think it's very cute. So, let's see. What are some other videos for watching? Go back to my playlist. Do. Some of these they're a little bit too long and make me think that they're going to be very, very in-depth, a little bit too in-depth. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see this one. What? Oh, Lord. Okay.
Okay, so we will head through that, won't we?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. I think that goes to the person who's given me, given the highest number of bits, I think in some time period. Maybe it's like a month? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. Color is beautiful.
Ooh.
Saturated.
So this is one of my more favorite channels. It's just marine biologists. When they go down in their deep sea submarine, they either live stream their dive or they just upload the footage from it just right onto their YouTube account, and it's so pretty.
Come here, Hank. I'm gonna kiss ya.
I have an idea for my Halloween costume next year.
A sponge?
Backing away in there?
No,
Oh,
Amanda
it
and I
is.
are going to partner together.
Curling up.
Ooh, I'm in. Can I be the sponge?
There it
Yes.
is.
I'm a good hugger.
I'll be
It is
the
really?
hag.
Oh, it's coming down the bottom. Look at that.
Fighting with
I was
some-
in there with a squat lobster too.
Yeah, squat lobster and a
Everybody
shrimp.
gets along with their slimy neighbor.
Roommates.
Slimy neighbor. Oh, worst roommate.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, slimy neighbor. Oh, okay. Well, you probably will be holding on to that for quite a while. Okay.
Oh, here we go, baby. Okay,
Yes.
is phenomenal. We can't stop, can we?
We can stop and come back if you want.
Okay.
I think.
Let's take our time with it, and then
I
we
think it's
have to
worth
come
it.
back anyway. So.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Whoa, look at all those octopus.
It's like a baleen whale, and you can still see the baleen.
Yes, the baleen is still there. Oh, this is great.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Someone who has Twitter, tell Twitter if you don't have one.
Tell Twitter.
Why are all these octopus have their fins up?
This is incredible.
Was it because of the light, maybe?
You zoom on
The
phones,
dinner
they look
bell
like they have
ringing,
the
right?
specs they might
We are
already
so
have.
excited up here, just
Greg,
saying.
can I zoom?
Yes, come
Yeah,
in,
let's
get
go ahead
it.
and zoom in.
Yeah. Dinner is
Do we have
served.
any
And if,
bone-eating worms?
Bridge, if we could track a line back.
So
There's still
I don't
soft
see any
tissue
red
on the
tentacles or
west.
I
anything yet.
don't. I see some brown fuzz on the vertebrae.
Yeah.
I mean, on the ribs. So those might be
Yeah,
the ones we-
approximately.
Oh, this is
4,
Yeah, right there.
4, 5, 4 centimeters.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at the Argus
you're
view.
right. You're right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
check
look
out
at the Argus view.
Can I so perfect.
So what do we estimate the length of that?
How long is Hercules?
2.5 meters.
Well,
2.5 meters.
in length from forward to back. Yeah.
So this looks like maybe a 4 to 5 meter whale.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's still soft tissue.
Crazy.
Yeah.
There's a
There is.
Definitely was something
All
big in
right.
the meso.
Well, people watching, we'll definitely come back here if we're swinging a little too far and spend some time here. This is definitely worth it.
Oh, it's only 3 days?
We'll go past it.
That seems way too short.
Well, we should get
Octopus.
this.
We'll come back. Don't worry.
Okay, so what's happening?
There's fat at the tail. Okay, this is
This
awesome.
is just partially digested still.
This will actually be
In the
pretty
thick
good
of it.
because on So the way come up. we'll go down the slope, and then on the way back we'll be able to go hit that slope back
Look
up.
at the sediment to the left of the whale.
Yeah, there's
It's got-
something on it growing.
Yeah.
There might be some of those worms.
Yeah, bacteria mats, worms, something.
Yeah, I'm thinking bacterial mat of some kind.
Look at
Oh,
that.
That's not bacterial mat.
no, they are worms.
Worms.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So
Oh,
yesterday I was talking about
weird.
seasonality in the deep sea and how episodic falls of food are a bonanza, I think is the word I use.
Bonanza,
So if
yep.
you come
And
around
here's a
positive
bonanza.
This is a,
and
yeah.
basically spin around, and then you can get me
Oh,
back
this is
in gear.
great.
Just think the amount of
I was trying to see if the worms would like duck back into wherever it is that they're anchored into when the octopus walks over them, but I don't think they do.
Oh, this is great.
just think the amount of calories.
Yeah.
The equivalent of
Yes.
so much marine snow. It's hard to even compare.
Oh,
you
look
know?
at the blubber on the right side.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
even digested
that's
all the
right.
way. This
I
is
know.
Oh, yeah,
so cool
this
to
is
see it
still
partway
pretty fresh.
through.
Oh
So what's
wow.
happening is the ship is tracking a line and moving along as we're moving towards the cone. So the ship is moving Argus away. Hercules only has a certain amount of tether away from Argus. So as the ship is moving, we can't
And
just
those are
immediately
worms
stop.
in there.
So we're going to
baby.
probably pull away from this a little, but we're in the process of stopping and turning the ship back around and coming right here.
Yeah, we're about 450 meters.
Okay.
Now coming back. So we're going to get pulled towards the ship and then back. We'll do a little yo-yo.
I'm surprised
and
there's
then
no
we'll come back
sharks.
here.
So whale falls are
Oh, thank you so much for the sub, garbage. Good to see you.
So what is the fuzz?
How have you been?
Yeah, the fuzz on those bones are, let's see, the
Hydroids?
common name I remember hearing was the bone-eating snot flowerworm,
Uh-huh.
but the genus is Ocedax.
Ocedax, yep.
So these are worms
Oh wow,
that
look at all that
have
blubber right there.
bacteria, so they have no more gut themselves. Instead, they have these rootlets that burrow into the bone, and then the bacteria are able to metabolize the fats and oils that are in the bone itself.
Wow.
Yeah, my colleague at Abari, you know Shannon Johnson,
Shannon
right?
Johnson.
She's worked a lot with these bone-eating worms. She's been a part of naming several of them. One of them was after Pink Floyd, actually. I forget the name off the top of my head. I'll find it. But yeah, she would be going. I mean, we're all going nuts, but she would be going even more nuts.
Get on the ride.
Very dramatic week.
Well, there
Alright,
it's sea
we're
right
about
now.
to get pulled off.
Okay,
So
we'll be coming back.
And the ship
What do you mean by dramatic? How was I? This past week I got I thought I got
Question. Sure, they're
COVID, but it turns out it was just the flu, but I still felt like crap.
back up?
Definitely, where food is so limited, I would imagine.
But I'm feeling better. Back to streaming.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
Little
There's
shrimp.
shrimp
Yeah.
in the other one. Shrimp.
That's
I'm
more
used to seeing
popular.
shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this one. Yeah. So are you past all the drama, or are you still in the midst of it?
Extremes. So far in this series, we've taken a look at the ways in which animals have adapted to survive in the cold, dark depths. We've explored the ecosystems of this unforgiving realm and seen how communities of life cling to whatever source of energy they can find, from vents of superheated water to the carrion of sunken whales. But now it's time to dive even deeper and discover a place where life is pushed to its absolute limits.
Just ignoring it, yeah. At a certain point in school, I figured out how to do that too.
Widens into a gaping abyss of obscurities.
Things just get ridiculous to a point where you're just like,
sprawling fields.
I'm just going to put my headphones in and ignore this.
And giants that resemble life from another planet. Let's take a closer look at the hidden world of the Mariana Trench.
Exciting. So this is like even deeper than the deep sea abyss. Oh.
The infamous Mariana Trench sits like a crescent-shaped dent in the floor of the Pacific. A 2,550-kilometer-long, 69-kilometer-wide fracture that plummets down into a pure black void. At the bottom, it hosts the deepest known location on Earth, the Challenger Deep, 11,033.
Is that a location?
Or 36,200 feet beneath the waves. The trench itself is but one part of a global network of deep scars that cut across the ocean floor. Features
I didn't know that.
a process called subduction. In the case of the Mariana Trench, the western edge of the Pacific Plate was thrust beneath the smaller Mariana Plate to the west, creating the deep fracture. Molten material then rose through volcanoes near the trench, building the nearby Mariana Islands.
Ooh. Yeah, tell me what that is. A 20-minute psychological horror game? That sounds right up my alley.
The Mariana Trench dips down into a little explored zone of the ocean. The Hadal Zone,
Years to fathom.
named after the realm Hades, the underworld of Greek mythology. A suitable title for a place where the conditions of pure darkness, acidic, freezing water, scarce food, and immense pressure create a challenging environment.
I'll have to remember that for later.
For much of history, it was believed to be a dead zone, void of any life at all. An impossible frontier, and an empty void of perils that could never be reached by any human. But in the 19th century, this was all about to change. The Mariana's depths were first plumbed in 1875, when the crew aboard the HMS Challenger cast a weighted sounding line over the side of the vessel.
Is it free to play, or is it one of those pay-to-win games?
So deep,
It's only 20 minutes, so it's probably free, right?
caught the eye of the ambitious. Knowing it existed simply wasn't enough, and a few dared to venture to the bottom.
Spooky, spooky.
In 19
That sounds perfect.
85 years after the Challenger Deep was discovered on that pioneering voyage, two
Yeah.
men set out to reach the bottom.
Got a list of stuff I want to do on stream, so I'll add that to it.
Sheltered only by a cramped bath escape submersible called the Trieste. Their 5-hour descent was fraught with challenges.
Okay, perfect.
The water pressure near the bottom was nearly 1,000 times greater than atmospheric pressure at sea level. During the journey, this caused the viewing window to crack, limiting their time spent on the sea floor to only 20 minutes.
I feel like it should have limited it to 0.
Even in such a short amount of time, what they saw would shock the scientific community. Life, pale shrimp and flounder-like fish, along with what they described as a dark brown diatomaceous ooze that covered the sea floor.
Yeah, what?
They described this moment with excitement in a book about the voyage. Here, in an instant, was the answer that biologists had asked for the decades. Could life exist in the greatest depths of the ocean?
Oh, his last name is Picard. Is Jean-Luc Picard named after him?
When James Cameron followed in the Trieste's footsteps on board the Deep-Sea Challenger in 2012, he too saw the sprawling microbial mats. bizarre-looking filamentous clumps of microorganisms living off chemicals from altered rocks. 10,912 meters, or 35,803 feet down in a sunless world. It is these bacteria that support more complex creatures. For without sunlight, larger animals must instead rely on the energy produced by bacteria undergoing chemosynthesis, the deep sea equivalent to photosynthesis.
And you break down inorganic molecules and make them organic. Do I plan on going live tomorrow? Yeah, I want to. You got to head out. I feel that. Well, have a great rest of the day. And I hope you have enough energy to do well in class.
Having reached a depth of 10,897 meters, it marked the deepest dive for an unmanned submersible at the time. Its goal was to sample bacteria from the mats that Pickard and Walsh had observed nearly 40 years earlier. They found that a number of these bacterial species appeared to be obligately barophilic, meaning they thrived under high environmental pressures, proving that the idea that life could only exist in more moderate conditions was flawed. But in 1998, Kaiko returned to the Challenger Deep and stumbled upon more complex life. Hierondelia gigas, a gigantic plant species. This discovery posed a bit of a mystery. The extreme pressures of the deep sea cause calcium carbonate,
Have a good night.
of many marine animals, to dissolve more readily in water, leaving their soft bodies vulnerable. As such, amphipods are not usually found below about 5,000 meters or 16,400 feet. And yet here in Kaiko's lights was a giant amphipod, retaining even its tough exoskeleton.
Holy.
It has since been found that they protect their shells using a form of aluminium armor.
What?
Using chemicals in their gut to extract aluminium ions from the seafloor mud while they forage for food.
Aluminum?
In their role as detrivores, these amphipods occupy a key role in the ecosystem. They act as a cleanup crew, possessing enzymes that are able to digest even wood.
Enzymes are bacteria.
In more recent times, remote submersibles have caught yet more oddities of the Mariana Trench in their headlights. Among the most abundant inhabitants are the Holothurians, sea cucumbers, like the remarkable sea pig with its ring of feeding tentacles that it uses to sift through the mud and grab onto food. Some scientists believe that Pickard's fish was, in fact, a sea cucumber. For
What?
it is thought that fish are unable to survive where the pressure is so great that it would dissolve the bones of any vertebrates. The deepest known fish thrives at depths of 8,000 meters, or 26,200 feet. Still 2 kilometers above the Challenger Deep. The
Is that-
Mariana snailfish, discovered in 2014, yet given the scientific name Pseudoliparis swirae to commemorate Sub-Lieutenant Herbert Swire from the HMS Challenger. But snailfish and amphipods are not the only oddballs found in the trench. Gigantic xenophyonophores grow to be 20 centimeters in diameter, yet consist of only a single cell.
What?
Predatory tunicates called sea squirts anchor their bodies to the sides of canyons in wait of passing prey, while deep-sea hatchetfish use bioluminescence to blend in with their surroundings.
All the way down in the trench?
While only glimpses of these otherworldly organisms have been recorded, their abundance goes to show that life will always find a way to survive, even when faced with the intense challenge of living at the heart of the ocean's underworld. Despite all the expeditions and the footage that's been gathered, we have still only just begun to dip our toes into the hidden world of the Mariana Trench. It is likely that many new species await discovery and will help us piece together the puzzle of how animals can survive discovery.
What?
And will help us piece together the puzzle.
What on earth is that? That looks like something a child would invent.
Of how animals can survive such extremities. Researching the Mariana's microorganisms could lead to vital breakthroughs in biomedicine and biotechnology.
Of course.
Shedding light on the story of life's emergence on planet Earth. But even the furthest depths are within reach of human-driven destruction. Already has plastic been found in a place we scarcely understand. Who knows, vital discoveries might vanish before we come to understand their importance. This portion of the video is sponsored.
Alright. No sponsorships. Okay. Okay, so let's put some time on the clock, and then after this period of studying, I think I'm going to call it. Oh, so let's get some stuff done. All right, so it is time for the last break of the night. Let's see, what else could we watch? Okay, some of these seem kind of interesting. Okay. Albatrosses use their nostrils to fly. That is just... that makes no sense. That is just hard for my brain to process. Okay, let me put this into my little list I have over here. Paste. Okay. Let's do one more. Well, I don't have a whole lot of short videos, so let's do this one. My animals. Okay. Yes? Okay, well, you guys hear the queen. She is instructing me to go to sleep. So I must obey, as we all know. She is the sole ruler. Yeah? I don't know if the microphone is picking her up, but she is yelling at me. So, I'm going to call it there. Alrighty. And I want to come back tomorrow. What? Can I not come back tomorrow? Are you... the cargo slides down? What? Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. All right, perfect. Okay, I'm going to stream it again tomorrow. So I will see you all then. Until next time.